a freelance writer for the New York Times and for some other publications as well. Her name is Susanna Weiss. And according to her bio, she specializes in feminism, sex, and psychonautics. I don't know what psychonautics are, but you kind of get a general impression of what we're dealing with here. And she recently attempted to basically instruct the unwashed Twitter masses about the intricacies of consent. And the main thing Weiss wanted us to know is that consent is necessary in every sexual encounter, even if it's a sexual encounter via text message. So Weiss tweeted, she said, "Ask consent for all sexual encounters. Yes, even sexting. I just came up with this script. You're all welcome to borrow." And then she actually provided a script of how you might obtain consent in order to sext with someone. And her script has the would-be sexter saying, "I've been having some sexual thoughts about you I'd like to share over text if you'd enjoy that." That's the opening line. That's how you get consent. Now, in this scenario, the lucky sextee gives clear consent by saying okay, and then with the blushing smiley face. Now, what do you do? She doesn't get into this, but what do you do if you open with that, I've had sexual thoughts I'd like to share, and then you get back, instead of okay smiley face, you get back like a K with a period, just K period? Because everyone knows that that's passive aggressive. Everyone except for my wife, actually. Because my wife will do that. She'll send a one-word text message with a period. Then I always respond by saying, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And she says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you can't do one word in a period. Periods are passive aggressive in the year 2019. If it's a one-word or one-letter text, you got to leave the period off so I know that everything's okay." Anyway, she doesn't get into the specifics there. But this is the script for sexting, and she doesn't give us a sample of what the sexting itself might look like, thankfully, but I guess we can use our imagination. Now, there are, of course, a number of problems here. The first and most obvious problem is that the sexter, in this case, comes across like Spock, or maybe a vaguely self-aware robot. You know, like, "Greetings, life form, requesting permission to initiate robotic, erotic communication sequence," which would be a great way to maybe sweep one of the coneheads off their feet, but it probably will be kind of weird and tend to freak out any normal earthling. And secondly, we have a sort of chicken and egg problem here. Because if you don't, you didn't have permission to think sexually about the other person in the first place, and you certainly didn't have permission to ask permission to share the thoughts that you're having. So I think a real sexting with consent script would have to begin with a neutral greeting, something like "hello," and then work its way very slowly over many pages and hundreds of introductory questions to the sexting request. So it's sort of a Socratic dialogue where you finally get to the sexting part. Thank you for tuning into the Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative media outlets in the entire country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and a subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our content.